Good morning, Cosmotrace team, Zishan, Jaweed, everyone, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us again. After the first session we had with Cosmotrace on the track and trace and Tatmin platform and all the details required how to launch your activity on the same, we got a lot of technical questions. And with that, we decided with our partners, Cosmotrace, to come online again. And this time we will not have a presentation, we will only have a discussion panel and answer your questions. I can see already we have raised hand on board to ask questions. Good morning, Mr. Jaweed. Good morning, Zishan. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning, Dr. Mona, and good morning, everyone. So I am Zishan. I am the founder and chief executive at Cosmotrace. Like Dr. Mona mentioned, we will be taking this opportunity to answer the questions from the technical perspective, whatever questions all of you could have. But again, just one thing that we might not be able to solve your questions, but answer your questions in the capacity whatever we can on this call. So we will try our best. Okay. So I will hand over it to Javed for a brief introduction, and then we will start off with the Q&A round. Javed, please, can you give us a brief introduction about Cosmotrace briefly and what we do?
Sure. Thank you, Zishan, and thank you so much. I think this is a second in a series of webinar wherein we are helping the wholesale distributors and other supply chain entities to comply with Tatmin requirement. And by way of introduction, I'm Mohammad Javed. I'm the Director of Business Development at Cosmotrace, and Cosmotrace is the leading consulting and managed services provider across the globe. We are headquartered in UK, London. We have office in Sharjah, India, as well as US. In UAE, we are working with quite a few distributors and helping them on board to Tatmin and generate report and comply with whatever Tatmin is asking for. So this is we are the consultant and laser focused on life sciences organization. So last when we have a webinar, I gave a brief introduction about what Tatmin is and what are the roles and responsibilities for each supply chain entity Tatmin is asking for, and you guys have posted a lot of challenges in preparing yourself for the deadline of December 2023. So what we thought that let's have another webinar where we'll just take the questions and try to provide you whatever answers we can, and later on see how we can engage with you in further helping you with Tatmin. So we have two of our technical consultants who are working very closely with the wholesale distributors and other customers in UAE on Tatmin requirements. With me is Sri. Sri comes with a rich background from serialization and traceability. In his previous life, he was with one of the leading pharmaceutical organizations in the world, leading their serialization projects. Also with me is Mirza Beg. He comes from a project management background, and he's been into this field for almost close to a decade now. So he is working closely with Sri on Tatmin project. So I think we thought these two people would be the right person who can answer you in a more technical and a straight way. So I'll just pass on the floor to Sri and Mirza, and whatever questions you have, you can post it in the Q&A, and probably one of us can read it out. So we have 1 hour, and 1 hour, whatever questions we can take, we'll try to answer. If not, we will try to get back to you either through email or through Dr. Mona. So over to you guys. Now this is your floor. You can ask any questions, technical questions, non-technical questions. We'll try to provide you answers.
Great, Mr. Jaweed. So I think there is some people who is raising their hand. Let us allow them to talk and see. Muhammad.
Dr. Mona, just one comment before we start. So whoever is asking the question, please give your name and your company to start with, and then we can ask the question. We can go with the question, please.
Let's go ahead. Muhammad, I'm allowing you to speak. Please, can you come online? Unmute yourself, please.
No problem, Dr. Mona. You can take the question from the chat. That's okay as well.
Okay. Dear team, thank you for hosting this and sharing this experience in Tatmin system. Would you be able to share your feedback on the below items? One, many unexpected system error while using the system, of example, trying the reset B2B password. I believe this is a system thing related to a different, their suppliers, right?
Yeah, this is pretty much
Evotech.
Evotech issue or Tatmin issue where the system locks up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Materials locks after brand saying updates and expired links. I think this is all technical, right?
Yes, pretty much. So this is, I think, more from a Tatmin system perspective, Evotech system perspective. So, Jeroen, did you manage to log a ticket with Tatmin? Have you heard anything from them on this one?
Yeah, I think there is another question which John has posted. He says that would you be able to explain the process on brand sync updates towards Tatmin and getting products in approved stage? So I think by this, John mean to understand whether how he can get all his GTINs approved and posted in Tatmin, if my understanding is correct. Is that so, Juron or Zishan, can you just say? Is it?
Jeroen, you can type the answer and we will know if the question we're asking is what you're asking for.
Okay.
Juron is saying he's unable to mute, so I think the host can unmute Juron.
They are asking, I don't know if we are on the same line, Mr. Javed. Mr. Jisan was reading the question saying if that there is unexpected error and there are a material locked after branching updates and there are an expired link. This is usually with Evotech. Did you have any feedback from them on this?
Yeah, I think the first question answer is very straight. This is the system error from the federal systems.
Okay.
So for that, they need to raise a ticket with these federal systems to get it resolved. So this is nothing to do with Tatmin. It's all to do with the system. Okay. Probably it's because of the last mile connectivity between their system and Tatmin system that is causing an error, or due to some error inputs that was feeded at the time of registering. So they need to really ask this question to the federal systems.
Okay.
Okay. Second question, he wants to understand the process of updating his products in Tatmin. So you can't update any product in Tatmin. Tatmin is view only. If in case you have to update any product or masters, you need to again go back to MOHAP and brand sync, update your masters, and then those updated masters would be seen or available in Tatmin. So this is the process which you have to follow. There is no direct access to update your masters in Tatmin. Like what you did to put your masters and get it approved, initially the same thing you have to do for any future updates in the masters.
Okay.
So another thing is for
sorry, go ahead, Javed. No problem.
Yeah. So next question Jeroen is asking is, can you explain how the MOHAP import permit system is linked with verifications of GTIN? Okay. So import permit is a reference document which has to be mentioned in every transaction report that you're submitting to Tatmin. So this import permit, either it can be taken by you, but the responsibility lies with the MAH, and if MAH is not is not in a position to take it from MOHAP, he allows his distributor to take it, and distributor will have to mention this permit number in every transaction events. Even the MAH will have to mention this permit number in all the transaction events they are submitting it to Tatmin. How they are linked with verification of GTIN? It is not directly linked with verification of GTIN. It is all to do with the number of units that you are allowed to import in UAE. So it is all to do with the count. So for one GTIN, you may ask for 10,000 units in the import permit, and it can't go beyond 10,000. Next question I see has come from Nida. She's asking, what are the levels at which Cosmotrace is helping distributors in UAE comply with Tatmin? I think Zishan can take this question if he likes to.
Yeah, sure, Javed. So I think how we are helping is, and this is a good forum again, right? So the questions you're asking, one, the questions is about, what are the regulations? Like example for you saying you have a lot of questions from a regulation perspective. A, we will help you to answer that. B, now Jeron has asked a few good questions here. So wherein there are some technical questions which he raised. Now we definitely said that it has to be with system issues, but I also see some questions where we say we're getting an error message, right? And this is because there is either something is not being done right, and that is where also we can come in, help you basically troubleshoot, work with you on the technical aspects and ensure that your connection or your go live is smooth, right? So we can become your technical partners there, right? What we are doing right now with our customers, distributors and pharma companies is we are helping them in different aspects. One is ensuring if they have a system, ensuring that the B2B connection from the staging environment to the production environment is done correctly. We have tested and ensure that they go live, right? So managing all the testing issues, error messages. The second aspect of it, where our customers are really small and they are not in a position to get a system right now, we are helping them with manual or kind of semi-manual activities and using tools what we have to help them and ensure that they go live, right? And third use case where we can help is where distributors or other entities haven't started their process, be it with onboarding or be it going to the next steps. So we have seen a lot of entities just registering with GS1 at this point and kind of got the login details to Tatmeen, and that's where they are. So we are helping those customers with ensuring we perform all the activities from them from there on, perform the testing what is needed for Tatmeen, getting the production credentials and ensuring whenever the batch is due, we perform and help them with all the activities, right? So these are the different kind of services, or this is the different kind of support that we can provide them to ensure they cross the line and they're ready to go live. So I think a bit long-winded answer, but the different ways where we can support our customers, if you like.
Yeah. And also one of the scope of engagement that we are engaged with couple of customers is in two ways. One way, if they have an ERP, we are evaluating the ERP to understand whether that ERP can be scaled up to become a serialization system. Ideally, ERPs were never meant to become a serialization system. But since the customer has already invested in ERP, they just wanted to understand if they can cover a bit of a use case and rest can be done manually. So we try to do the analysis and find the need gap and propose a solution that will help them to at least do a workaround using the ERP. That is one we are doing. Second thing, what we are also helping a customer is someone who has got a very busy warehouse. The transactions invoicing are goes in hundreds. So they would definitely want a serialization system. So since this field is new, they would want to have a robust serialization system which can cover the current and the upcoming use cases. So that's where we come as a consultant, help them evaluate multiple serialization solution providers available right now who can or who are ready with Tatmeen. And then we present these systems to our customer, and it becomes customer's responsibility to select one based on their financial feasibility, and their technical fitment. So these are the two other places, scopes where we are engaged with the customer. Another question I see come from exempts, Jeroen. There is a question on how exemptions are handled. So it all depends, if you're talking about exemptions for non-registered products and you have written it to MOHAP for exemption for at least for a coming batch, say because the products are not serialized, then in that case you need to inform in your way based on your agreement with your downstream partner. And if your products are registered and they are serialized, so I really need to understand this question, because you have already done the serialized, the products are registered. So what exemptions you are talking about here? So for me, as of now, whatever interactions I have had with my customers, their products they got were unregistered. They try to get exemptions from MOHAP. They got an exemption for the immediate next batch since they were non-serialized, and then they inform the downstream partners that they will be receiving a non-registered, non-serialized product, and here is the exemption. So that is the only scenario that I have faced in UAE as of now.
Do you want to read the next question? So Hassan Al-Hassan was saying his chat is not available to speak. Do you want to speak up? Let us get you on board, Hassan. I will unmute you and allow you to speak. So we will have allow to talk. Hassan, can you come online?
Hello.
Hi, good morning, Hassan.
Hi, Hassan.
Hassan, we heard the hello and then it's unmuted again. It's muted again. I'm asking.
So in the
Do you hear me
meantime,
now?
yeah,
yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, thank you for unmuting. Okay, I'm from GSK in Jebel Ali. We are using a CMO locally for tool manufacturing, and so we will have to use a local sales permit for that. The initial guidance was that the CMO should be applying the local sales permit, but recently we have heard from the CMO that it should be the distributor who should apply for this local sales permit so that we can ship to them. Because we are in Jebel Ali, so we have to use local sales permit in order to ship the goods back to the distributors as an MAH holder. So we need to understand just who I mean the right entity that should be submitting for the local sales permit so that we can ship from Jebel Ali to the country.
Sales permit is basically a responsibility of the person who is seen as the original manufacturer or owner of the product. But the owner can give responsibility to anybody in the supply chain who is responsible for importing or custom clearance or import clearance. So this party can apply for a sales permit. And this is what
so the agent,
I have. Yeah.
So the agent can do that, right? The distributor.
Yeah, distributor can do that, and distributors are doing that as of now. In UAE, most of the distributors are getting, whether it's a import permit or local permit, they themselves are getting. But that permit has to be shared with the original manufacturer, because he too needs to reference it in his event reports.
Yes, of course. So yeah, this is clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Another, I got a very interesting question from Chiranjeevis. Chiranjeevi says he is working there, implementing UAE, and he's getting a lot of errors in Tatmin staging system. Probably, I think this is because he's trying to get the testing done. I think I'll let Sri and Mirza take up this answer, because they both are currently engaged in getting the making the current testing scenarios and testing with Tatmin. So if they can just walk Chiranjeevi through a very high overview about how they are doing testing and what are the challenges they are facing.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Mirza Shariar Beg. So we have done testing for a few of our clients, and we were able to do it successfully. And yes, we have been seeing, when you transfer the information or when you run this like a report, when you do the commissioning or packaging. Basically, when you run that report, if all the fields are properly filled and all the data is correct, then it passes through, and then you get an email that okay, this was successfully done. And if in case there is any issue with the validation, which Tatmeen does, whenever there is a field missing or incorrect information, then you see these errors coming onto your screen. And I know that what happens is, like when we did the testing, we have also seen that for every issue there is a separate error. So if you have like 5 issues in the file, so Tatmeen doesn't reflect all the 5 issues at once. It first gives you one issue, then you try to solve that. Then again, if there is another issue, then it triggers the other alert message, and so on and so forth. So basically, and also what we have seen is at the moment, it doesn't detail down what the exact issue is in the file. So basically, we were able to figure out the exact issues, and we were able to solve those issues. But I do understand that if the alerts are coming in, if you see these issues, I see that, I think I have read that message as well, that you have already responded to Tatmeen. But if you can reach out to Javed or and just give us the information, what kind of share that alert message, we would be also able to help you on that. Yeah, so that's what we have seen as part of our testing with Tatmeen.
Yeah, so I think Mirza, you have gone through all these yourself. Sri and other team members have gone through all these numerous amount of error messages, which initially doesn't make sense, if you don't understand the language. But then you were able to crack it through and get the customers to the next stage. So,
correct.
Yes, great. Pasant, I can see you have a lot of questions. Can we get you online if you don't mind, Pasant? I'll just try to allow you to talk and unmute. Please let us know.
Yes, can you hear me, Mona? Thank you.
Yes, Pasant, welcome on board. Please.
Yes, thank you, Mona. Thank you, everyone. I have a question regarding the possibility of having like a grace period to extend the implementation until mid of 2023. As we are facing the listed challenges here regarding the aggregation process. Some products we still have stock, which is not yet aggregated. So we just want to have a grace period until the available stock will be depleted. And other products, we have usually a supply hub in Europe, and the automatic data exchange with the external warehouse is not yet fully implemented there in place. And we already have contract with those third-party suppliers. And other products not yet fully approved on brand sync. We still have some rejection reasons, and we are working on this. It's doable. However, something technical, or we are not sure what's the reason the brand sync still coming back with the same reasons even after being resolved. And also the timelines to provide the GCP certificates for our products, especially those from the external partners, which is doing the packaging and the import process. So Tatmeen is not accepting the messages as with the GCP that it's not registered yet in their system. All that reasons made us in very tight timelines to just fulfill Tatmeen process now, and we need like grace period for implementation. So this is doable.
Yeah, Pasant. Just want to understand which company you belong to.
Takeda. Sorry.
Takeda. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, this is doable. I think you are at a very initial stage of registering your masters with MOHAP, brand sync, and Tatmeen. So there is a flow in which these masters has to be submitted. Just to give you a high level, you need to first submit certain masters in MOHAP. MOHAP will validate it and submit it to the brand sync. Brand sync will ask for some additional masters. Okay, that's where people feel that there is an error. So most of the time it's not an error. These are the additional masters that brand sync ask. After thorough evaluation, if in case they need some additional information or some correction of the data, they will get back to you. Otherwise, they will quietly push that all the masters to Tatmin, and Tatmin will store that master in their repository and give a response to you with the access to Tatmin staging server. So I think you are yet to reach to that level of getting the access to Tatmin staging server. So this is doable. We can help you in doing that from end to end, right from registering your masters to getting on to the production environment.
Yeah, this is for branching part, but for the other parts regarding the GCP certificates and the aggregation process, the challenges we are having, the available stock for the not aggregated the products, and for the external warehouses we have in Europe that not have not well equipped, but they are equipped. However, they don't have yet in place everything available to do the exchange, the data exchange automatically. So this reasons could be accepted by the MOHAP to have just we need just a grace period until mid 2023.
Yeah, you can do one thing. You can write to them for an exemption. I can't comment on that. But as far as where we can help you is, let's say aggregation is mandatory. Either you do aggregation on the line automatic, or you do manually. Aggregation has to be done.
We
And
have
then,
aggregation. We have aggregation in place. The process is ongoing. However, we still have stock for the some products which not aggregated. It's old stock. We just need to wait until this stock will be depleted.
yeah. But for any kind of import clearance in UAE or custom clearance, the stock has to be aggregated.
Yeah.
Without which it may not get cleared. So you have to do aggregation before sending it to UAE for custom clearance. And as far as reporting your event as an MAH to Tatmin, Tatmin has very convenient system. They have allowed to process the file in EPCS 1.2 and upload it manually, that we are currently doing for a couple of our customers in Europe, so that we can do for you as well.
Yeah. Okay. And if we submit a letter with the same meaning, this this could be accepted, correct? For the
I can comment on that, but you can try, because see, it's a new system. The whole serialization journey is new for Tatmin and all other supply chain entities. So you can present your case with as much data as possible and just see what they respond to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mona.
And Pasant, if you need to discuss this in more detail and see if there is something, that background we can give for you to go back to again Tatmin with your case, feel free to get in touch.
Thank you.
We'll see
Yes,
what we
please. Yes, I will do. Thank you.
Thank you, Pasant.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So next one, I think it's better to have an introduction discussion rather than only reading the questions. So we will have Ashwar Sanadi. Sorry, I think, yes, Ashwar.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. I good morning. I am Ishwar here. I am from Takeda. I belong to just now Pasant spoke at length about the various issues we have from the business side. I am basically a serialization architect at Takeda and helping to set up this systems. To report to Tatmin system. So whatever Pasant said about the GCP and other issues, that these certificates we have produced to Tatmin and branching, they are accepted and registered different GCPs. That issue is solved, and we have successfully tested it in a staging environment, and we got approval from Tatmin also to move our connection to production. And that is exactly where we are having some issues. So since last week we are trying to move our production to our connection to production, and we are whenever we are trying to log in to the Tatmin system and we are getting this incorrect email or password error, this we are unable to go past this error, because we contacted Tatmin as well as the tech support, but there we see that the response is very, very slow. So is there a way where you can help, or anybody in this forum have faced the same issue, and what is the resolution for this?
Yeah, I think Sri,
Yeah.
last week you
So-
faced similar issue with one of your customer. So can you just give an overview how was it resolved?
Yeah, Ishwar, are you using the Spark? I mean, what
Yeah,
are
yeah.
the are
Yes,
they
yes.
are the correct one?
The Spark only created this service user, and for the service user, CC created service user as well as the individual users. For the individual users, it's all working good. We can go to Tatmin system and access, but for the service user, somehow we are unable to access this.
So, who had received the production credentials?
It's a Spark. It's a Spark.
Yeah. So, are you trying the say exact credentials over there?
Yeah, yes. Spark is able to access it, and Spark has this option to just introduce additional users in Tatmin, right? So, and
Yes, yes.
this Spark has exactly done that, and we are just exactly following the same steps that we did in staging environment. And the Spark created this service user through which basically the authentication will happen, and we try to log into this Tatmin using this service user account, but we are unable to do so because we are always getting this error.
Have you tried directly with the Spark uploading
Yeah,
these?
with the Spark okay, with the Spark user ID it works, and she has also just created other individual users, like for example me, and it was for me as well. But we have this service user which is kind of system user for which it doesn't work. But
So,
this works and was working in staging environment. We are just replicating the same thing that we did in staging in production.
So just Ishwar and Sri, sorry to interrupt you guys, but I think we will end up getting into troubleshooting here, and it'll be just fair to give a chance to everyone. So I think Ishwar, we can take it offline if that's okay with you, because Sri has worked on with customers on this. They had issues, and we can always go back to that
Yes.
means Evotech, and
I would ask you, Zishan, to put on the chat box your details for this so that people can contact you with the
correct. I will do that.
specific requirements if you don't mind.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. Yeah, that would be helpful. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so we can go back to Evotech as well on your behalf, and we have worked with them before, so we have that relationship. So we can try and see how we can help you.
Okay.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ishwar.
Thank you, Zishan. So next is Anna. Anna, would you like to come on board? I have also a question from some of our attendees stating that if a medical device distributor, shall they go and register with the GLN and serialization? Yes, all medical warehouses, medical stores should get their GLN, no matter if they are a medical devices or a pharma distributor company, because later on we will have the second stage on serialization with the medical devices as well. Yes, Anne. Good afternoon, Anne. I believe you are still muted.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anne. We are dealing with unregistered medicines only. So we have been stumbling, we have been asking Tatmin about how to do all these serialization and everything, because most of the unregistered medicines are not serialized. And we contacted MAH, and they are telling like, this is only for a small quantity of items, and they are not sure whether they will introduce serialization for this small quantity of items. and we are just stuck with this Tatmeen staging system, and we don't know how to move forward. So could you please help us to figure out to move forward in this Tatmeen system? We don't know what to do with the branching, because
And
you know,
from which company are you?
I am working for Aurora Drugstore.
Which one again, please?
Aurora Drugstore.
Aurora.
Yes.
We will contact you. We'll ask our technical team from Cosmotrace to contact you. I
Okay.
think this will be case per case. And already they added on the chat box their contact. Please note it down and send them your inquiry by email as well.
Can you please confirm, everyone, if you can see my message in the chat box, because it just says it has gone to host and panelist.
No.
Are you able to see my
chat
message?
disabled and we cannot see.
Yes.
Okay. I think it's from the technical. Asaf, technical wise, can you help us to send this message to Clear and everyone? And allow the messaging, please. Okay. Okay, Anne, we will get back to you on this special request.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just to answer Lydia,
Sure.
and Lydia, I think since she has asked the question, I just want to give her a high-level overview. For unregistered product, Tatmeen has, MOH and Tatmeen has clearly mentioned that whether it's a registered or unregistered has to be serialized and reported. That is one. To do serializations, there is a process that you have to follow. Very first thing is you have to register your masters with MOH, brand sync, and register all your GTNs and GLNs with Tatmeen. So for unregistered products, it's given that they don't even have a GTNs. So you have to procure GLN, you have to procure GS1 company prefix, get the GLNs, develop the GTNs, register all the masters with Tatmeen, and then you have to do serialization. So it's a humongous task which I have seen most of the people who are procuring unregistered products has to do immediately, as of not today, but tomorrow for next batch they will have to do. So for that, prepare yourself to do all these things. Definitely we can guide you in that. You can write to us, me, Zishan or Sri or Mirza, any one of us, but just giving a heads up, there is a lot of tasks which you have to do to bring in those unregistered products and sell it. Whether the quantity is small, large, doesn't matter. It's a mandate from Tatmeen that you have to serialize and report.
Okay, Mama, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lydia.
Thank you.
Okay. I see a question from Ahmed. He's saying, is there a different portal for developer and MAH? I don't know what is this entity called developer here. Are you asking about the Tatmeen Fort portal?
Ahmed, can you unmute yourself to answer that question? Are you able to do that?
Which Ahmed is he? I can help him to unmute.
Ahmed Al-Attar.
Ahmed Attar.
Yeah.
Ahmed Attar, can you come on board to speak to us? You can unmute yourself and speak directly, Ahmed, and Karim as well. We cannot hear you, Ahmed. It's unmuted, but we cannot hear you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, yes, good afternoon, Karim.
Thanks for sharing all of this useful information during the meeting. I am Karim Al-Sabai. I'm area business manager for Pharma Science. Actually, Pharma Science is a Canadian pharmaceutical company, and we are facing. I'm not sure if some of you are already aware about the Canadian market. It is not requiring serialization and aggregation. That's why I'm asking, in case if we're already looking for local solution here for any facility who can help us to do the serialization and aggregation for our products that we will going to ship from Canada to here. I'm not sure if there is any facility can help us on that. This is the first question. And regarding to registering our product in the brand sync portal, actually we're already proceeding further for doing those, applying for getting our product registered in the brand sync platform. However, not yet some of our non-registered products, because actually we having some product registered and some non-registered yet. Some of the non-registered products we didn't face, or we didn't receive any update about approval, or let's say getting the product registered in the brand sync. Thanks. That's all.
So I think the first question, what I understood is that you are looking out for someone who can do a contract packaging or contract labeling for you. That's correct?
Not exactly. Actually, we will do the packaging and everything, but only the serialization and the aggregation over the artwork, over the packaging, after doing the packaging, after shipping the packaging here to the market.
So you want someone who can do contract labeling for you, right?
Yes, doing serialization and aggregation as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of inquiries have come to me like this. So generally in free zones, if you can find out someone who can do contract packaging for you, and the guy who does contract packaging may be able to do a contract labeling for you based on the artwork that you will be producing to them. You know, so they may be having.
Okay. Could you please share with me some contacts, some names of the facilities who are providing such services?
Yeah, I can try and find out a couple of names I have. I can share it with you. If you can just drop me an email, I'll do that.
Sure,
but
sure,
those people are in free zone, so your product has to come to free zone. Then you have to decide on the logistics with that.
This will not be an issue. It's okay. I will to manage this, but also first just wanted to know who the facility who can provide us such service. So I will just try to send you an email.
Yeah.
About that, just to receive some information from the site. Thank you so much again.
Kareem, you can see the email in the chat. You can copy those emails and send it to Javed, and he will be able to help you.
I'm not sure. Let me check. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Was there a second part to your question? Sorry, I missed that. This was the only thing you wanted to.
I think Javed, the second question was how to proceed after brand sync. So I think he needs to
for the non-registered product. Sorry for jumping. For the non-registered product, because the registered product we have received the notification from brand sync that's already approved, but the non-registered product still many of them we didn't get any response.
I have an input on this, Kareem, if you may allow me, Mr. Javed. So we have directly asked with the Ministry of Health, because we got a lot of inquiry about non-registered product. If you know that the product that will be supplied, then you have to do the aggregation and branding for those products. So for example, if you have non-registered product, which is occasionally you get it an importation for them for a certain hospital, then it should go under branding as well. With the non-registered importation certificate, instead of the registration certificate, you will be using the permit of importation approval. However, if you don't know what product you are going to get yet, then you will get an approval on them each time you do an importation.
Okay, so just to confirm my understanding, it means it will gonna be like on shipment based. So every shipment I should approach the Ministry of Health with
Yes,
making it
but,
like
but in case you know that you will have a regular shipment from the same product, then it should go under the branching and serialization aggregation thing.
Actually the products that we already supplying, we already receiving like regular inquiries from specific hospital on yearly base, but we cannot, as you know, non-registered product, we cannot. I'm sorry.
So it's then per importation. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I got it. Okay.
Okay.
So please allow me also to contact you, please, after the meeting, just to get more information about that as well.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Next question. Do you want to take the question, Mr. Zaweed, or do you want to?
Yeah,
so
we can take
have a question. What about scientific office handling the medical devices? Again, GLN is something different than the aggregation and serialization. GLN is a must for all entities related to Ministry of Health. It's a tracking system where they know that your entity is enrolled in registration and importation. So please make sure if you have a medical store, scientific office, you have to obtain the GLN for that, no matter if it is a pharmaceutical product that is handled or a medical device product.
That's correct.
Yes. Someone asked to share the contact. We already shared it in the chat box. Can you confirm everyone can see it? Jaweed, from your side, you can see, right, as a panelist?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
There is one question,
yes.
I think, which says, looking at it, has the final date been postponed? Or I think it's from Thomas. And he says 13 December was the date mentioned for going live, but there seems to be an extension of the date of implementation. So Thomas, we haven't heard of any extension dates. Even Tatmeen has confirmed there wasn't any extension. So I'm not sure where you're getting this information from. So, as of today, where we are, any shipments coming in has to be serialized in the country. So do you have a source where you heard the extension for the date, Thomas?
Okay. Anyway, even I haven't got any notification from Tatmeen or Evotech about date getting pushed. But if you have attended the last Thursday Tatmeen workshop, there was a similar question about is the date going to be pushed. So there was a very on the face answer saying that the date cannot be pushed. Date remains as it is. That is 13th of December, because see it's a regulation. It has to be passed in the parliament. If you have to push any date, then you have to bring again those members of parliament together and discuss on the date, give a valid reason. So date will not get pushed, definitely, but Tatmeen can be lenient on few exceptional cases where, say for example, your stock got stuck somewhere and has got a very short shelf life. There you can ask for an exception for that particular batch, and they may offer an exception to bring in the non-serialized batch inside it. And if in case some fraudulent activity is seen on any of the product in the batch, then you should have all the document evidence regarding those units. So
Yeah,
as an exception, yeah.
So I think, Javed, we really can't confirm or comment on what exceptions you can get. It is more your decision, and you go back to Tatmeen MOHAP asking this question. But on the face of it, the date hasn't been postponed. We had heard from the resources that it will not be. Then that is the latest. So I think it is important for all the entities to be compliant with the regulation if they would like to sell the products in the market.
Ahmad says that they have registered their products in brand sync, but they don't have a capability to serialize the product. You have to serialize the product, otherwise there will be a business impact, because the whole idea of Tatmeen is to secure the supply chain, and to secure the supply chain, the route that everybody across the world has taken is serialization. And your product will be verified, tracked and traced as it moves across the supply chain using the serial number. And serial number is the initiation point of entire serialization cycle. So the whole purpose of this is to secure the supply chain, and you have to serialize your product if you want to sell it in UAE. If you want, we can help you in that. You can write to us. We can understand your requirement, your volumes and value that you generate, and your financial feasibility, technical capability. We can propose you a couple of solutions which would help you serialize your product and bring it to UAE. There is another question on from Nida. What is the journey to onboard Tatmeen? So either Mirza or Sri can just give a few bullet points on what are the activities they did to get our customers onboarded.
Yeah, sure, Javed. So first of all, coming to the entire process of Tatmeen, firstly, whatever the product master data that needs to be maintained in GS1 branding, and partner master data need to be maintained in GS1 Salesforce. These data will be integrated to Tatmeen. We can't maintain any data in itself in Tatmeen. So some people are asking that can we maintain any data in Tatmeen and all? So we can't do anything in Tatmeen. So whatever the data that would be maintained in branding itself, it would be get synchronized to Tatmeen. So later on, when you had both the product and partner master data appeared over there, then you need to start the testing. It depends upon type of whether you are a MAH distributor or pharmacy. So there are two types of connections mainly. Either you can use B2B or you can use portal or mobile itself. If it is a B2B, then you need to get integrated with the Tatmeen portal itself with an API. If you are using portal, then you need to do all the manual testings over there. Once you completed everything, then your Spock needs to update Tatmeen regarding the same as you had completed the testing and over there. Once they check everything and everything is fine, then they will migrate they will send you the live credentials over there.
So,
Yeah,
what I'm hearing
just to yeah, okay.
Go ahead, Javed.
No, just to add or just to give more information, because I have seen a question that is serialization important or unregistered? Do we have to register? So basically, the idea for Tatmeen is to track the product from point A to point B. So first thing is every entity which is either manufacturing or distributing or pharmacy, they have to register to GS1 and get a GLN, GCP and GLN. So the identification of that particular entity is defined. So GLN is nothing but global location number. That means where your site is. So if a product is moving from point A to point B, so the point B also needs to have a GLN available. So so from point A to point B, if the product is moving, then that information should be filled in Tatmeen. So basically, when an MAH is sending out the product, So Tatmin, as Sri already mentioned, it's not something which we have to put the data in. So the data is flowing directly from BrandSync, from MOHAP to BrandSync, and then BrandSync, it flows down to Tatmin. So all the information that you would be filling in, that would be in BrandSync. And then that's where you give the Spock information as well, because Spock is again very important, because he will be having the access. So when you fill the information in BrandSync and you give a Spock email address, that information goes down to Tatmin. So Tatmin will identify that Spock, and then the registration happens based on that email address. So so you need to make sure that the Spock email address is correct, and so that the Tatmin can send out the information where you can register further in Tatmin. So I think apart from that, I think Sri has shared all the information. So just needed to give that information as well. Yeah.
And I think, Mirza, just to add to that, you have possibly seen cases. I was maybe hearing it in our meetings where customers are stuck in the form of testing. They're not able to move to the next stage, and obviously they have emailed Tatmin for information. And I appreciate Tatmin is just one entity, and there are kind of so many entities emailing with their questions. I think it's taking time for them to get back. So we have gone ahead and helped our customers in those situations.
Yes, we did actually. Yeah, as I said earlier in my discussion, that we have whenever we are, as you just said, that Tatmin has so many clients and so many emails coming. So it just takes some time for them to reach out. But then again, as we have done rigorous testing on Tatmin tool, and we were able to figure out the issues, because as I said, the issues are a little bit technical, because when the alerts come in, it's not detailed down that what type of error it is. It just gives some codes. So we were able to go ahead and do that rigorously, and then we were able to resolve those issues for our clients. Yes.
Okay, thanks, Mirza. So Javed, you want to take a few more questions quickly?
Yeah, I see one very interesting question. I think he's an anonymous attendee. From the question, it looks like they have imported or they got a shipment of a product which was not registered in BrandSync. And he says that will there be any issue in sending report to Tatmin from MH initially? So there are two parts to my answer. Number one, see, the reporting is generally done using the identifiers. So very first identifier that you see is the SSCC code, which links to the serial number, and serial numbers are in turn links to your product and the company identifiers. That is the GTN and GS1 company prefix and the location. So on the pack, if those pack what you received are serialized, and if anybody scans it, that will give those identifiers what is being registered with Tatmin or not registered with Tatmin. If the data is not there in Tatmin or BrandSync, I don't think BrandSync or Tatmin will be able to identify the consignment. So it's always advisable to have those packs which are already, because MH's responsibility starts as soon as he exports the products, and before exporting the product he has to send the serialization, aggregation and commissioning data Tatmin. So while he is scanning the packs and sending the data, and definitely the same packs has to be shipped. So it's an operational issue that I see here. There is some issue in the SOP, not in serialization. Definitely, if physical goods are different and the numbers that have been uploaded to Tatmin will not match. So my answer is that definitely there will be an issue while MH is reporting to Tatmin.
Okay, thanks, Javed. Quick question from Jabina. We have sent test cases to Tatmin, but the format was incorrect. Yes, there has been cases like that where you fill in, but it doesn't get uploaded to Tatmin, especially because all the fields are not properly populated. which are needed to be based on the requirements of Tatmeen. So we will need to look at the file, what you're sending, and possibly help you with that. So again, drop an email to Javeed in the chat box. You have his email address. So please drop an email and one of our technical consultants will be able to help you with answering your question. And then there is also another question from Megat Nazmi. Again, a similar question about proposals as to which one should we go for. So in this, again, Megat, we will need more information about what you're trying to achieve in terms of brand sync registration, because brand sync registration is just one part of it. Then there is a whole number of steps after that before you can go live. So we will need more information on this really. Okay. Any more questions that we can take, Dr. Mona and Javed? I'm conscious of the time, so.
There is another question from Nida. If Sri and Mirza can chip in that. She says, what are the test scenarios for wholesale distributors? I mean, I think she mean to say is what are the test scenarios that has to be created while testing at the staging server with Tatmeen.
So I'm going to take this question. So if let's say, first of all, they needs to receive one of the shipment from MAH, they needs to create a receiving event over there. And the next, let's say some of events like samples or damaged packs or something, then we need to create this event. And as we are going to ship again to like pharmacies and all, whatever shipment we are doing, we need to do the shipment as well over there.
So yeah, just adding to Sri, I guess all the activities which we are doing at the moment, but like shipping, receiving, and when you get the returns, that event as well. So capturing the daily what we do today, and but adding the commissioning part, aggregation, and shipping scenarios that we need to test, and then again packing and unpacking. When we come to packing scenario, is like when you have a bundle, when you have an SSC, and within that you have case and then serial numbers. So that event also needs to be tested. Then there is an unpacking event where you unpack a certain amount of products from from a pallet. So if a pallet has 10 products in it, for example, and then you remove maybe 2 of them, that event also needs to be captured. Either you can remove the entire products from the pallet, or you can just remove few and then you can test it. So that is one of the scenario. Then again, if there are any sampling events, or maybe the product is damaged, stolen, exported, and so on and so forth. So these are the few events or test scenarios that we need to test in Tatmeen. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Any other questions? I believe you have covered most of them, right?
Yeah.
What are the test scenarios for the wholesale distributor? Again, you have to get your GLN, and according to the track and trace and brand sync that is the importer is doing, then you go ahead with that, right?
Yes, we have just answered that question.
Okay. Anything else anyone would like to?
Yeah, Javed, I would like you to, I think, wind it up with the next steps. I think we see no more questions. So before we wind up, I would like to thanks all the attendees. Thanks for attending it. We will possibly have one more session in the near future, again, depending on the interest and the questions we receive. Again, we are working closely with PRA, so we are collaborating with PRA. So feel free to reach out to them or us for any questions or future contacts.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Cosmotrace team, for your added value on the webinar today. And please, whoever wants an information or would like have more clarification on a special case, contact them directly or contact us, and we will put them on board with us. And nice meeting you all today again.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Mona, for
Thank you.
this meeting.
Yes, thank
you
you,
so much,
everybody.
Thanks,
And,
everyone.
Pleasure.
yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.